Okay, we're going to try a different microphone to see if the sound is a little bit better than the last set of videos. But we are going to continue talking about how to simplify expressions using exponential properties. And last week on Thursday and Friday, we split it up quite a bit. We talked about zero exponents, negative exponents, and then the three multiplication properties of exponents. Today, we're going to go through and talk about how to handle problems if they have more than one of those properties in the same problem. So, first thing you need to know are the steps to help you simplify expressions. And these will change slightly as we add more properties, but for now, this will help you kind of check all of your steps and all your work. So the first step I would say is simplify inside the parentheses. If there's anything you can do to combine things together or cancel things out, go ahead and do that first inside the parentheses. Then you're going to eliminate the parentheses. So that means you're going to take the exponent on the outside and multiply each of the exponents on the inside by that number. And then you're going to combine all the like variables and multiply all the coefficients, and then check for negative and zero exponents because we are not allowed to have those in our answer. So let's go ahead and go through several of these, and hopefully you'll feel better about it. You'll notice in these first two that there actually aren't any parentheses to eliminate. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with that first step. We're going to simplify everything we can, but they're just not inside the parentheses. So we are going to start by finding our coefficients. My coefficients are those numbers that are in front of the variables. So I have 4 and 3. And notice that this is a multiplication problem here. I know we add our exponents, but it's still a multiplication problem. So we need to do 4 times 3, which gives us 12. Then we are going to go ahead and find any like variables. So I have x to the negative third and x to the fourth. And again, since we're multiplying those together, you'll remember from Friday that if I have 5x's and 2x's, we add them together to get 7. Well, in this problem, we have negative 3 and 4. We can still add those together. Negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1. So you can write x to the first, or, like you'll see it on the answers and any problems that I do, it's really just x. Once you've done this, since there aren't any parentheses to eliminate, we've kind of combined everything together. All we really need to do is check to make sure we don't have 0 or negatives for our exponents, which we don't. Okay, we have a positive number there, no exponent, and then we have a variable with an exponent of 1. So that's our final answer. Okay, we're going to follow the same process here. 4 and 2 are my coefficients. So 4 times 2 gives me 8. Then I'm going to combine my like variables together. So notice that I have an x there in this first one, but not in the second one. I can't combine those anything together, so I'm just going to bring that down. Okay, so this x to the negative 2 here is coming straight down. There's not another x there to combine with it. And then if you look at our y's, we have y to the negative third and y to the fourth. So very similar to the last problem, only difference is we had x's. Negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1. Okay, so the parentheses are gone. All of my x's are combined together. All my y's are combined together. All my coefficients have been multiplied. My last step is to check for negative and 0 exponents. So remember from Thursday, if we have part that has a negative exponent, we're going to move that part to the bottom of the fraction. So the 8 and the y will stay on the top. Both have positive exponents. But the x is going to move to the bottom, and that 2 is going to become positive. So my final answer here is 8y over x squared. Okay, so that's the first type of problem you'll see won't have parentheses in it. Let's do 2 more. Okay, so again, that first step is to simplify anything you can on the inside. If there's more than one x, combine those together. If there are any coefficients or numbers, big numbers, you can multiply those together. In this case, there aren't. But what I want to do is make sure I look at the exponent for each part. So if I have 3, that means it's 3 to the first power. And then I have an x squared. Now don't tell other math teachers, but the way I like to describe this is kind of like distributing. if there's an exponent on the outside, we are essentially going to distribute it to each of the exponents on the inside. So 4 times 1 gives me 3 to the 4th power. 4 times 2 gives me x to the 8th power. So combined everything together in the parentheses. There wasn't anything to do there. We eliminated the parentheses by distributing the exponent through. Now we're going to go through and check to see if there's anything else we can combine together there. Okay, are there two x's with different exponents? Are there coefficients we need to multiply? Check for all of that. There aren't any, so we just need to make sure we have positive exponents and then no zeros. And we have positives for both of those. The only thing I want to do here is 3 to the 4th is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which actually gives me 81. And then my x to the 8th has a positive exponent already, so I'm going to leave that as it is. 81 x to the 8th. Okay, for b, again, check to see if there's anything you can simplify or combine together. Remember on Thursday we talked about how if you have anything to the 0 power, it's actually 1. So if I have a 1 here, it's not really going to affect the problem at all. So I really just cross those off. It's the only thing I can simplify to start with. I'm going to put a 1 here for my exponent with my 4 because the most common mistake that I see is students forget to multiply the 2 times the exponent for the 4. So 2 times 1 gives me 2. And 2 times negative 3 gives me negative 6. So distributed my exponent, which eliminates my parentheses. And then I notice that I have a negative exponent here. So remember, that needs to move down. And I'm going to go ahead and simplify that. 4 squared gives me 16 on the top. And we move the m to the 6 down, and the 6 becomes positive when I do that. Okay, last two. Okay, this shows us where we really need to simplify here. But I have 2 and 2 on the inside, and we're multiplying those. So 2 times 2 gives me 4. If I have 3 n's here, okay, so 3 there, and then I have 4 there, 3 plus 4 gives me 7. So that's my first step there. Simplify the stuff inside the parentheses if you can. So we multiplied our coefficients, added our exponents, we're good. I'm going to put a little 1 here so I don't forget it. Then we are going to go ahead and eliminate our parentheses. So like I said, it's just kind of like distributing. Make sure you multiply the 2 by each of the exponents on the inside. So 2 times 1 gives me 4 to the 2nd. And 2 times 7 gives me n to the 14th. Okay, so second step is eliminate your parentheses. Third step would be to combine anything together if there's anything to combine. There's actually not. So then my last step is going to be to take care of any negative exponents or zeros. And we don't have any of those. So 4 squared is 16. N to the 14th is going to stay exactly where it's at because it has positive exponent. And we're done. Okay. One more. Working inside the parentheses for this last problem, there's not anything I can combine together or simplify. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 1 here with my x, same thing as what I did here with my numbers, and eliminate my variable or my parentheses. So this x to the 4th on the outside is going to come straight down. We're not doing anything with it right now, but I'm going to multiply negative 3 times 1 to get x to the negative 3rd, and then negative 3 times negative 1, which gives me positive 3, so y to the 3rd power. So first step, couldn't really do anything to simplify. Second step, we got rid of the parentheses by multiplying each exponent by negative 3. For my third step, I need to go ahead and combine anything together now that has the same base. So x to the 4th and x to the negative 3rd. So 4 plus negative 3 gives me x to the 1st power. You can put the 1 there. You won't see me write it there. The y is kind of on its own. There's nothing to combine it with, so we're just going to bring it straight down. And then we need to check to see if we have a negative exponent, any negative exponents, or zeros. And we don't, so we're going to go ahead and circle that. That's our final answer. Okay. There are 6 Guided practice problems, they're all kind of mixed up, so you'll have to look at them carefully. Once you finish those 6 problems, show them to us, let us check them out, make sure you're okay, and then we will give you your homework assignment for the day. So still working on 6.1. We focused on mixing a bunch of properties together today. Tomorrow, we're going to work on division properties or quotient properties. And then you have 1 homework assignment for today. So if you have any questions, go back and use the video or raise your hand. Make sure you speak up, say something. Show us those guided practice problems when you're done, and then you can get your work on your homework.